Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the leadership show for today. We have a wonderful guest that you need to know about. And before I tell you who he is, let me first of all read out his profile and then show. Okay, that's good. Our guest is Emil Ekiyor, a great Nigerian who stays in diaspora, and but his eyes are all over Nigeria and Africa to see what good he can do for Africa and Nigeria especially. Emil left his family at the age of 15 to pursue educational opportunities in the United States of America. He attended the University of Central Florida in Orlando, where he was a two-time captain of the university's football team. After an outstanding college career, Emil went on to play 6 years in the National Football League with the Tampa Bay Bucs, Atlanta Falcons, and Oakland Raiders. Today, Emil has a 19-year-old son, Emil Jr., a sophomore at the University of Alabama, who is doing a lot of wonders in the American Football League. Emil was the National Executive Director for the GEO Foundation, a non-profit organization that partners with local community leaders to start, support, and manage high-quality K-12 charter schools across the U.S. Emil is involved in a number of projects in Nigeria and Africa as the founder and CEO of InnoPower, a client-focused community development organization that works with communities and stakeholders to navigate the challenges of realizing their visions for communal change. InnoPower has a unique focus on innovations in and for minority communities, creating capacity building opportunities for underrepresented businesses, and by developing finance smart leaders and leveraging external financing and networks to support venture growth and takeoff. In his free time, Emil serves on the board of the Indianapolis chapter of Indiana Black Expo. He is the president of Indie Youth Sports and board of directors for the Friends of Education, another non-profit corporation dedicated to improving K-12 education in Minnesota since 1999. As the CEO of InnoPower USA, which is one of our major partners, Emil is the mastermind of the forthcoming 2021 Ugwumba Startups Development Program, which is designed to empower 100 Ugwumba fellows with business development skills and global investments in a live business pitch scheduled to happen sometime in June 2021 in America. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not fail to let you know that Emil Ekiyor is also a member of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa International Advisory Council. Therefore, that is the way of introducing our guest on the show this afternoon, Mr. Emil Ekiyor. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Remy. I love the introduction.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so excited to have you on the show this afternoon. Not just because you are one of us or an advisory board or a member of the advisory board of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. We are excited because of what you are doing for Africa. That is the excitement that we have at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa this afternoon. And by the way, I send greetings from my boss, Ugwumba Uchemusu, the president of the Center for Leadership Development in Africa. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the show, the leadership show this afternoon. And I'm sure you are glued to your screen and you are ready to learn and hear from the master himself, Ekiyor. Emil, this afternoon. So, by the way, let's get started. Sir, we have read a lot about your profile, and from there we can see that you have been in the development sector for a number of years now. So, can you tell us what global opportunities actually exist for development in Nigeria?
All the energy in the world is coming from Nigeria and Southern Africa. All the opportunities that exist in Nigeria and Sub-Saharan Africa. The issue is the whole world knows it, but we in Nigeria, we don't see the opportunity that exists for us. So we have just chosen to focus on how do we develop human capital, how do we develop people, and support people to do the things that they want to do as far as growth is concerned. So in the development areas, when we look at the way the world has become with globalization, we know that things have been one-sided for a very long time. So today we look at what are the opportunities coming out of Nigeria. Yesterday we look at what can we bring into Nigeria, and things have changed so much that the focus today is all of the opportunities that come out of Nigeria that the rest of the world can benefit from.
Okay. So you mean that there are actually global opportunities that can be harnessed for the development of Africa and Nigeria?
Yes. So young Nigerians are doing so much, right? Overcoming so much barriers. And what they're doing is solving decade-old problems that have existed in Nigeria. But they're leveraging technology to solve this problem. In the past, we used to wait for people to come solve our problems for us. Today, with what we're seeing with a lot of the work we're doing in Ugwumba, is young Nigerians are leveraging technology to solve so many problems, from waste situations to food shortages to energy to health, right? Leveraging technology to solve this problem creates a lot of opportunity for venture, right? For enterprise, for business, right? Because when you solve problems, you're doing things that people are willing to pay for. You're creating value. So as you create that value, what we're saying is how do we come alongside these young people and support their activities so we can all generate revenue together?
Okay. Okay. So sorry about the holdback. Can you check from your system if that's where we're getting the holdback? Can you check? Okay. Okay. While you're doing that, we are talking about harnessing global opportunities for development in Nigeria and Africa in general. So we are worried about what other Nigerians abroad are doing in this regard. So can you tell us, are Nigerians in diaspora really harnessing these opportunities for development in Nigeria? No, we can't hear you now. We can't hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Very good. Thank you. Go ahead. No. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
So, U.S., there are a lot of Nigerian diaspora groups in different states across the U.S. And I've attended several meetings with several groups, right? And it's the same mindset. Everybody sees the opportunities and the energy that is coming out of Nigeria. Everybody sees how much here in the US people need products coming from Nigeria. So a lot of Nigerians in diaspora are also thinking, what can we get out of Nigeria? Like I said, in the past it used to be, what can we import into Nigeria? And I think that contributed to a lot of the problems we had in the country, where we imported so much, but we didn't export enough. Today, the conversation is more about what can we export? How do we find international market for products coming from Nigeria? And also, how do we go contribute to the problem solving? So in the areas of energy, waste, food, all those things that people see tremendous opportunities in Nigeria. So what a lot of Nigerians in diaspora are looking at is, how can I go back home and contribute to the development, right? But the development today is so much different than the development in the past because of technology.
Okay. Okay, I'm so happy that there are conversations over there about what Nigerians can do, to support the innovations that are coming from Nigeria. I'm so happy about that. You are now thinking about what you can export, what Nigerians can export to the overseas, and not what you Nigerians in diaspora can bring into Nigeria. I think the conversation has changed, and we like it. So just like you pointed out, the great and wonderful innovations that are coming up from the young people that Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa is working with. Yeah, so it's really interesting, and I want to know. You have been part of a number of impact investment programs in Africa, talking about the African pitch, about the funding space, the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge that happened last year, which you were part of and played a major role. And now we're talking about the Ugwumba Startups program. So, sir, we want to know what exactly is your motivation for all of this? What motivates you, for all of this that you are doing for the continent?
First of all, I love people, right? I enjoy investing in people, right? That is my whole life. That is what I am about. That's what makes me happy. What I see in Nigeria, what I see with the Ugwumba Startup Program, with Pitch School Africa, and the work funding space is doing, is all of these programs are investing in people, right? When you invest in people, the return on your investment is tenfold. You can't even put dollars on that kind of investment. So everything that we are doing, everything that we are focused on is, we have a huge opportunity today in Nigeria with so many young people, with over, I read, 60% of the population being under 30 years old. We are positioned to be the leaders of the world in the future if we do the right things by investing in young people today. So what we want to be a part of is supporting an environment that creates a foundation for startup growth and sustainability of business, right? But with a focus on the world as a whole. So we want these young people to feel like the world is available to them. So as they start their businesses, they first of all start by focusing on solving problems at home and trying to understand who will pay for their services. Once they understand that and build their businesses, now you start looking, how do I connect globally, right? Because that's where the bigger opportunities exist. So what we do is come alongside of them, help motivate them, inspire them, and give them the confidence to know that they can start their business. Now, once we get them started and we identify the talented entrepreneurs, the very, very serious entrepreneurs, we add a little bit extra investment in those people and help them scale their businesses to feed the world. So that is our motivation, is people. Our motivation is the opportunity we have today to create an environment that encourages our young people to take a leadership role in this world.
Very good, very good. I'm excited when you said that your motivation is investing in people. You say, I enjoy investing in people. That is what motivates me. I like that aspect so much. And there's something again you said that I will not fail to recap. You said the return on investments when you invest in people is tenfold. That's really interesting. When you invest in people, especially young people, your return on investments runs in 10 folds. That is
Yes, sir.
amazing. Yes, sir. So that is amazing. And I'm happy that other people in diaspora, Nigerians especially, are listening to you. And those of them locally here that have the capacity to do the same things that you are doing, they are also listening. And that is why this thing, we decided to bring this up so that people can listen to you and also begin to do similar things that you are doing for our people here in Nigeria and Africa at large. So, sir, let me ask you now. Okay, can you share with us, some of the success stories from all of these that you have done in the past, the African pitch competition, the funding space, the enterprise challenge. So what are the success stories you can share with us from some of these enterprise development programs?
The biggest success story is just getting things started. The hardest thing I have seen is taking that first step. It's having a vision for what you want to do, being able to bring people together to do it, and then start doing the work. That is the biggest success story. The fact that we started this work, the fact that we've had so many people go through these programs in a very, very short period of time. The fact that we've had so many people go through these programs in a very, very short period of time. Those are the success stories to me. And if we hadn't gotten things started, we hadn't had preliminary discussions, if we hadn't executed the program, right, we won't be having this conversation. So to me, we are already successful. Right? And everything that comes from today on is even bigger success beyond our wildest dream. So the biggest thing is getting things going, but being able to bring people together to buy into the vision. That is the biggest success for me because those are the hardest things to do. From now on, everything else is easy.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The major success story, according to you, is that we have started well. Because getting started is a serious matter. It's not easy, and that is why so many people, allow their ideas to die with them because of the fear to get started. And I'm happy that for you, that is the biggest and amazing success story, all these years, for getting started, for getting these young people together, for empowering them, and by the grace of God, they are moving forward and running with the vision and the skills that they have acquired. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the leadership show this afternoon, and our guest is no other than Emil Ekiyor, the CEO of InnoPower in the USA. He is here to speak to us about, how to harness global opportunities for development in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Before we continue, sir, let me see what is happening from the audience. Okay, this is from Thank God. He's saying, good one, sir. Good one, sir. Thank God, thank you for joining us. And this is from Ikenna Weke. Ikenna is watching from Japan. He said, lesson part. Ikenna was on the show last week, and by the way, Ikenna is the Nigerian in Japan that returned a huge sum of money. Instead of running away with the money to solve some of his personal problems, Ikenna decided to return the money to the authorities in Japan. And you know what? They were surprised to hear that Ikenna is a Nigerian. So this Ikenna is a shining example, for Nigerians in diaspora, especially in Japan, because a lot has changed, regarding the ugly narratives and global perceptions about Nigeria in the past. So much has changed since Ikenna returned the money to the Japanese authorities, and that is remarkable. Thank you so much for that. And then we have Postmos Osuji. He sent Ugwumba cares. Okay, good. This is Liberty Oyubo. Good to be here. Liberty, you're welcome. And again, he said, thanks for the opportunity. Liberty, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you are there and you are watching. So, keep your comments coming. And then if you have questions, Emil Ekiyor is here to answer you. Remember, he's a master in this ecosystem. That's why we brought him to take all your questions before we begin to talk about the $250,000 Ugwumba Startups Development Program. Sir, let me take you on this. You are part of, you were a major key player in the last Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge that happened in Abuja last year. You were a major challenge yourself and your team at InnoPower, participated fully by, first of all, judging some of the pitches that came from over 400 young people from across the country that participated in the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. You got them, a lot of people involved, university professors, professional business coaches, and all of that. So, sir, can you tell us about the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, what you can say about the challenge in terms of the model that we developed and then the impact so far? Is there anything you can say about that?
Yes. So I watched all 50 videos. Every last one of those pitches, I watched every last one of them. Some of them I watched 2 or 3 times over. I'm very, very impressed with the ideas these young people have, right? They have a clear understanding of the problems in their communities. They also have a clear understanding of what people are willing to pay for their products, right? So after watching every last one of those pitches and listening to how the young people were communicating their ideas and their vision, we are really encouraged about what's coming up. Because the one thing that we want to be able to share with these young people is to be confident in the ideas that they have generated, right? They have generated it to solve problems, but they also have to understand that they're trying to generate revenue and do business. So what I was impressed with was how much they put their hearts into their products, how much they were committed to doing the right thing for the country and for people in Nigeria, right? You can't teach that, right? You can't teach commitment. You can't teach empathy. You can't teach caring for other people, right? But I can teach you how to refine your business model. I can teach you how to understand who's going to pay and how much people are willing to pay for your product. I can teach you how to generate more profits from your products, but I can't teach you to care for other people. So most business people, if it's Bill Gates, if it's Mark Zuckerberg, they created products that solve problems for people. They created products that made things easier for people. But those products were a passion of theirs. It was something that they would do for free. So when I see our young people pitching and sharing their ideas with so much passion and so much energy, right? I see the care that they have. So all we have to do now is teach them how do they generate revenue from their products, right? And that to me is the easy part. The hard part is, are you passionate about the product you created? Do you really feel like this thing can be successful? Right? And that to me is the easy part. The hard part is, are you passionate about the product you created? Do you really feel like this thing can be successful?
Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful comment about the 2020 Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. I'm happy that you took time to watch all the pitches. When we screened down to 50 finalists, you took time to watch all of them, and I'm happy for the assessment that you did with your team, about those business ideas. I'm happy because you said you can't teach people about commitment. You can't teach them about empathy, and caring for others. And these are the things that you saw in those interesting and innovative business ideas that were put up by the Ugwumba fellows that participated in that enterprise challenge last year. This is remarkable. Now, so what it means is that through the Ugwumba enterprise challenge, we are actually touching on the lives of young people in Nigeria. We are helping them, turn their business idea, turn their skills and ideas into business opportunities. That is remarkable. That is remarkable. Remy, yes, go ahead, sir.
The biggest thing you could do for people is to give them opportunity to have opportunity. And that's what Ugwumba is doing is giving people opportunity to have opportunity. Right? And I have to be able to see that. So what I appreciate is the young people seeing that they have an opportunity to pursue opportunity. Right? And that's all you can really ask for in life.
Very good, very good. And that also validates, our claim that we come to these young people as angels. We come to them as angels because we understand that some of them, if we don't encounter them or if we don't intervene with the solutions we are bringing, some of them, their ideas will die with them. So these are some of the feedback we keep getting from some of them. They said, "Oh, sir, I am so grateful because if I didn't come into in contact with this program, it's possible that I wouldn't have been able to launch out. It is possible that I wouldn't have been able to raise funding to register my business and to bring it to the level where other people can see it and get interest in what I'm doing." So we see ourselves as angel investors. As angel investors, we give them skills that they need to launch out these ideas, and as well as give them money, startup grants that they will need to launch out. So that is a validation of what we say we are doing. You are saying that we create opportunities, for these people to have opportunities. That is wonderful. We give them opportunities to enable them access opportunities. Yeah, that is also correct because by the grace of God, those that have been part of the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge over the years, they have also been connected with bigger opportunities, like the one that InnoPower is bringing through their CEO, Emil Ekiyor, who is our guest on the show this afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take Emil Ekiyor to the big one, which is the main issue for the discussion today. We are talking about the 250,000 human capital investments that InnoPower, led by Emil Ekiyor, is bringing into Nigeria in partnership with the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. This is a multi-million naira training program for Nigerian youths. So, sir, can you tell us a little or more? Can you tell us more about this Ugwumba Startups Development Program?
Yes, again, it's the blessing of technology, right? In the past, when we look to empower young people, we have to think about them traveling to the U.S. and the cost of traveling, lodging, everything, right? And it made it so hard to do things to support people. Today, with technology and everything that we have, doing things virtually, we're able to now have distant learning of virtual trainings. So we've been able to partner with universities here in the U.S., local economic development programs, to create a 4-week or 8-week program for the Ugwumba Challenge members. They will go through this program, this training program, to deep dive into their business models, to understand their business ideas and concepts, to really take a look at how they will generate money, to build their social capital by meeting entrepreneurs here in the U.S. and companies here in the U.S. So at the end of the day, right, when they finish this program, we will also select 5 or 6 of them that will turn around and pitch to U.S. investors. Okay. So what we're doing is training them and imparting things into them that we can never take out of them. Right. So worst case scenario, they leave the program with a certificate and all of this knowledge. Best case scenario, they leave the program with all of the knowledge and certificates, more relationships, and also an investor. So we're excited about this second phase of the program, but it's an intense training. The young people that go through this training, it's not going to be easy, but that's the way that you find out who's serious and who's not serious. What are you willing to do to be successful? How much are you willing to sacrifice for the opportunity to pursue opportunity? And that's what we want to find out. This program helps filter out the jokers from the serious ones. And that's what we want to accomplish here.
Okay, very good. I'm happy you also said, or you reiterated the fact that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You know, when I was discussing about the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, the model we adopted, I kept, telling the participants that we purposely decided to make it tough. We designed it to be a tough process so that those that are not serious will fall by the wayside. You know, starting from the application stage, some people dropped because, oh, what are they asking me about? I don't know this, I don't know that. So some of them dropped by the wayside. During the 2 weeks training program, some people also dropped by the wayside. During the pitching competition, some people also dropped by the wayside. So we designed it that way so that it would be difficult, for those that are jokers to get to the final. And I'm happy that the Ugwumba Startups Development Program is also going to be tough so that the ones that are serious or the ones that are ready to grow their businesses will remain and then get to the end of it. By the grace of God, they are going to be awarded certificates of completion from the program. And again, some of them will go home with investments from US-based companies and investors who are ready to put in their money in these projects. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the leadership show this afternoon, and our guest is Emil Ekiyor, the CEO of InnoPower Indy, one of the partners that makes things happen for us at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. Mr. Ekiyor, so before we continue, let's see what people are saying. Okay, this is from Zara Onyinye. Zara is saying this is a good way of steering by having mentors younger ones can look forward to in mentoring. Very good. Thank you, Zara Onyinye, for joining us on the show this afternoon. Then from Treasure David is saying, thank you for this opportunity. Wonderful. Sumaya Kabiro. Sumaya said, this is interesting. And then I have Adeleye Olufemi. Please, can others be muted so as to avoid the... Okay, wonderful. Okay.
Let me give a shout out to my boy.
Thank you so much.
Remy. Adeleye, right?
Go ahead, sir.
So Adeleye. He participated. I've watched his pitch several times. I've seen his videos.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive young man. And I'm really looking forward to working with him this next 2 or 3 months, right, to develop his business model. But I've seen his pitches a couple of times. I've watched his pitch videos. I've seen his pitch deck. But very impressive. But Remy, the other thing I want to say is life is hard.
The other thing I want to say is, good. Life is hard.
I've never seen anything easy in life. The only thing I've seen easy is when somebody wins the lottery, right? Apart from winning the lottery, everything I've seen is so hard, right? People have to work so hard. I've had so many people tell me no in my life. I've had so many doors closed, so many business opportunities shut down. But you have to keep fighting and believing in what you want to do. So that is the biggest thing. When I see people not finish programs, when I finish people not follow through, when I see all of these things happen, especially when you're young, right? When you're young is the time that you put in the work, is the time that you sacrifice, that you commit yourself, right? That you stay focused on your dreams. As you get older, those dreams start disappearing. So I encourage young people all the time is don't be afraid to fail. You know, failure is sometimes is a very good lesson to have. As you get encourage young people all the time is don't be afraid to fail.
Very good. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. You know, because the success is not a good teacher. That's what I heard. Success is not a good teacher. Thank you. Adeleye is here. He has responded. Thank you very much, sir, Emil. Thank you very much. Adeleye is a validation that what you are doing is wonderful. So keep doing what you are doing, and by the grace of God, during the enterprise, the Ugwumba startups program, you will learn to do better. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please keep your comments coming. Keep your comments coming. If you have questions, let's have your questions too. We want to hear the questions you have, you know, regarding the Ugwumba status program and everything you want to know from our guest this afternoon. I am happy that we are moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show, the Ugwumba Leadership Talk Show. And by the way, we do this to see how we can bring leadership experts, development experts, enterprise coaches from around the world to come and help us change the mindsets of Nigerian youths and Nigerian African youths, you know, by the way, because we need all of the experiences they have to share with us so that we can do better than we are doing, you know, all geared towards developing our continent. So ladies and gentlemen, we are still talking about the Ugwumba Status Program and how to harness, you know, the global opportunities for development in Nigeria. So, sir, I still want to take you back to this important issue. For me, it's important, you know, because considering the much you are doing for Nigeria and Africa, we want to know why other Nigerians in diaspora are not doing as much as you are doing.
Everybody has their calling now. Every man has what they're good at, what they're not good at, and what they choose to do, or what God has called them to do. I'm a big believer in that, right? In soccer, in football, they say you can't be the goalie and be the forward at the same time. So you have to know your role. So if you are the goalie, you have to be the goalie, right? So the same thing in this world is your blessing is your blessing, and your calling is your calling. I don't look at other people and what they do or don't do because it may not be their calling. I try to focus on what I believe is my calling and what God has asked me to do with my life and what I enjoy doing. I enjoy reading your text every day, Remy. I enjoy calls when we talk about planning and building something special. I enjoy watching those videos of those young people pitch and trying to see how we can help them develop their businesses, right? It doesn't mean somebody else has to enjoy the same thing, okay? It doesn't mean somebody else has to enjoy the same thing. For example, I don't like math, right? Okay. I hate math.
Okay, right? Very good.
For example, I don't like math, right? I hate math, right? So
Okay, very good. So you want me to let this to allow this for now, because yeah, I know that if more people are doing the same thing, a lot would have changed for us. Okay, but that's by the way you say I should forget about it. You enjoy doing this, so not everybody will want to do the same thing that you are doing. That's correct. That's understandable. And ladies and gentlemen, I will not fail to mention at this juncture that through Emil and his contacts, Biliki Sugarba, the winner of the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge 2020 edition, her project has been picked by the Butler University in the US, to help her remodel the project and also help her solve some of the challenges that she is having in her upcycling business. It is also courtesy of the man that we are talking with this afternoon, Emil Ekiyor, the CEO of InnoPower USA. This is remarkable, and I just had to mention it so that we can move forward. Okay, good. So I want to bring you to talk about the government. Now, here in the country, it is true that the government is doing a lot in terms of trying to support SMEs, especially those led by young people and women, to see how they can grow and then begin to contribute to the economic development policies of the programs of the government. Now, despite these huge investments in terms of the amount of money pumped into these programs, the unemployment rate keeps increasing on a daily basis. What do you think they are not doing correctly? Can you say something about that?
The role of government is to create the environment, right? Is to make sure the infrastructures are in place that allows people to do business, right? I can give you money, but if you can't drive from Kaduna to Lagos because the roads are bad, right? If you can't drive from Kaduna to Lagos because of security reasons, then it doesn't matter how much money I give you, because the environment to do business is not conducive for business. So the number one thing that we have to remind our government and people in government is the number one role of government is to help create the environment. When I go to Nigeria, right, every time I go to Lagos or Port Harcourt, I am amazed at how hard people are working. 2 o'clock in the morning looks like 9 o'clock in the morning. People are out hustling. Still yet, in Nigeria, we still don't have 3 hours of power consistently a day. What would happen if we had 8 hours of power every day? It will be unbelievable what Nigerians do with that much energy. So what we have to remind government is not giving people money, even though people will take the money now. I don't blame people. The number one thing is create the environment so people can thrive. That is the one thing that is holding us back in Nigeria is the infrastructures that we need. We need energy. We need good roads. We need access to capital with our banks and things like that, right? We need better tax infrastructure. We need to be able to create our ports so we can get goods in and out of our ports without all the headaches. If the government did those things to help us create the environment, Nigerians would take off. There will be no country in this world that can keep up with what we do as Nigerians. So that is the biggest flaw right now is, I don't know if it's a misperception or if it's a confusion about what needs to be done. But what we need to tell our government and continue to hold them accountable to is just help us create the environment and move out of the way and watch Nigerians go to work. That is as simple as it is. Any country you go to that is successful, what the government does in those countries is help create the right environment so people can pursue opportunity. And that's all that needs to happen in Nigeria. Once we do that, Nigeria would take off because Nigerians will do the rest of the work. There are no people like us. I've traveled all over this world. The Nigerian is unique. The most successful ethnic group in the U.S. is Nigerians. They have the highest education level. That makes the most money per person. And that is here in America now. So all the Nigerians that come here and become successful. Ask yourself why. So it's a very simple calculation. Is that if our government does its part to create the environments, the right infrastructures, think when I left Nigeria, right, used to be able to go to school. I went to Federal Government College of Janiki when I was in Nigeria. I went to Janiki for 4 years. I had friends that went to CMNs and different schools. Today, look at our schools. I had friends that went to CMNs and different schools. Today, look at our schools. You know, and that is the role of government, right? Our schools that educate young people should be better. That is the role of government, right? Our schools that educate young people should be better.
Okay. Okay, that was loud and clear. That was loud and clear. The role of the government should be to create enabling environment for businesses to thrive, enabling environment for development. I'm happy you have reiterated this. You said in the US, the most successful ethnic group in the US is Nigeria. You know, most successful in academia, in the medical, and all of that. They are from Nigeria. Now, if they are succeeding in Nigeria, so why are they not succeeding here back home? You know, so that is a simple calculation that you have made, and I quite agree with you. Nigerians are hardworking. Nigerians are resilient. They are hardworking. They have the drive to succeed. So what you said that they need is for the government to provide energy, for government to provide good roads, and then access to capital and seaports and a number of other necessities, and then allow Nigerians to make the economy grow. That is something that is a takeaway for everyone listening to us today, especially those in the government. The takeaway for you is create enabling environments for businesses to thrive in your local government, in your state, and at the federal level, because Nigerians will run beyond your expectations if all of these are put in place. That is remarkable.
Remy,
go ahead, sir.
Here in the US, right?
Okay.
Every region creates an economic development plan for their region. And for the most part, those plans are 5 to 10 year plans, right? And they create those plans by looking at what are the barriers we face, what are the assets we have, and how do we develop talent, attract talent, and spark entrepreneurship, right? Every region in the US, every 5 to 10 years, they create these plans, and then they create strategies and tactics to execute the plan, right? And that is the responsibility of those regional governments to do that. So as we look at back home right now, the conversations we should be having as a people is just that, is what is the plan to improve our roads? We've been talking about improving roads for decades. Billions of dollars have been spent to do that. Until today, we don't have anything to show. Last time I was in Nigeria, I was on the plane for 12 hours flying from Houston to Nigeria. The whole way, everybody was on the plane arguing about politics. Nigerians, you know, we love politics. Talking about the refineries the government is going to build, all these big things the government is going to do. Right before we landed at the airport, I looked out of the window and I turned around to everybody in the plane. I said, before we do all those big things, let us cut the grass in the airport. You know? So sometimes, right, we want to do big, big things, but the very, very small things we haven't paid attention to. So that seems to be the number one thing that keeps catching us, is let's take care of the small things, right? And then the big things will take care of themselves.
Wonderful, wonderful. I am so excited, and you have sparked up a new thinking for me this afternoon. A new thinking, and we are going to have a conversation that we are going to call the Nigeria we want, Agenda 2023. The Nigeria we want, because people are preparing for 2023. So we are going to set the agenda for them, the Nigeria we want. I think it's something that we can do. Let's pack up conversations, you know, from this leadership talk show and engage the people of Nigeria about the caliber of persons they want to elect into government in 2023. I think what you just said has given me an idea that we are going to bet, you know, at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, and it's going to be called Agenda 2023, the Nigeria we want, the Nigeria we want. You know, so that those of them that are preparing for, to take the shot at the presidency, at the state government level, you know, will have it, what the people are expecting from them. And if peradventure they are not qualified, they should stay away for the people that are qualified to take over the system, so that we can get these conversations, you know, closed, because a lot has happened and a lot is being talked about Nigeria and what.
Remy,
go ahead.
We can't keep building a country based on yesterday's ideas.
Good.
Right? The world has changed. We have to build a country based on what's coming tomorrow. Right? If we're going to build the energy sector, we can't build the energy sector based on yesterday's ideas and yesterday's infrastructure. We have to look at what's coming tomorrow and what the future holds. Technology is the equalizer for us. We can't teach students in school education of yesterday. We have to teach students education of tomorrow. Students have to be in school taking coding and things like that. You know, so the thought process of what we're doing, right? When I look at our country today, right, it somewhat reminds me of even here in the US. People that have been in government for so long, and they may want to do very good things, but the ideas of what to do are stale. We need a new energetic movement that is focused on what the world is going to be tomorrow, and how do we prepare our country to compete tomorrow.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I think this conversation needs to begin for Nigeria, as 2023 is very close. This conversation has to begin. Enough of all of this decay in the system. Enough of this. And thank you so much for sparking up this again. And by the grace of God, we are going to bring you back alongside a number of other development experts to discuss on the agenda 2023, the Nigerian we want. Thank you so much, sir. Let's go and see what people are saying. People that are watching, what they are saying. Very good. Liberty is saying, thank you, sir. Failure is a big part of the process. When you fail, you learn why you failed. That's nice. And then from Sumaya is saying, this is a lifetime opportunity. I cannot miss it. From Issa Diquet, he said, thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Osuji Posmos is saying, thank you so much. Then Jesse Bihenacho is saying, this is interesting. Then I have Aliyu Abdurrahman. He is saying, nice one. Then Tanongo Peter Talumu, this is awesome. Okay, then Bilikisu is here. Bilikisu is saying, this is amazing and really encouraging. Thank you, InnoPower.
Let me say this about Bilikisu.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So last week was her first week in class with the students from Butler University, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Butler University is one of the most prestigious universities here. It's a private university as well, very expensive. I stepped into the class to listen to the interaction between Bikisu and the students, and I was so very proud of her. The way she interacted, her professionalism, her understanding of her business, the way she communicated her business, her background, and what she wants to accomplish. You know, I was so very proud. And I told the professor, it sounded like Bikisu should be teaching the class instead of learning from the students.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And we are so proud of Bilikisu Garba here at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. And by winning that competition, we have inducted her into the roll call of Rebrand Nigeria ambassadors. So we are proud of Bilikisu Garba for her innovation, the upcycle architect. And I'm so happy that over there in the US, you know, MBA students of Butler University are studying Bilikisu's business model. This is interesting. We are so happy about that. So thank you so much. That's your connection, and you are the one facilitating that. It's wonderful. We are so happy for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show this afternoon. This is Leadership Talk Show from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. We are broadcasting live from our head office in Abuja. And by the way, we've been talking with a master in the game of football and a master in the game of business development. And that is Emil Ekiyor, the CEO of InnoPower in the USA. And we're still trying to see what the comments are coming from the audience. Now, okay, good. Adeleye is saying, I totally agree. If government can fix just power alone, we shall fix the road ourselves, even for free. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, good. Treasure David is saying Nigeria is unique. Nigerians are wonderful people. Nigerians are wonderful people. And that's also why we introduced what we call the Rebrand Nigerian campaign, to let foreigners know that just a few of us are those that are criminals, not the majority of Nigerians. They are just in the minority. So they should not give us a blanket judgment that Nigerians are, no, I don't want to do it with him because he's a Nigerian. Just a few of us are those that are criminals.
But Remy, we have never told our story as a country. So when you don't tell your story, other people tell it for you.
Good.
So because we've not told our story as Nigeria, right? What makes us unique, what makes us special people, our very, very special land, our history, right? It becomes so easy for people to label us, call us criminals, and all of those things, right? Because we've never really focused on telling our story. And that's why I love the Rebrand Nigeria initiative, because for the first time I'm seeing us taking the initiative to tell our story to the world. But what happens as you telling your story to the world? your own people start listening to the story, right? So when we don't tell our story, our people don't have a narrative to tell the world either. So what I've learned is the narrative is always from the hunter's perspective until the lion learns how to write. You know? So other people have told our story. They've told the story about the Nigerians, about corruption, laziness, all these false perceptions about us. Why would they want us to be these strong, powerful figures in the world? So those are the things that we've taken for granted, and we've let other people decide for us. So this Rebrand Nigeria initiative is very powerful, not just for the outside world, but for us internally in Nigeria.
Good.
So we need to learn our own story. When I went to school, I learned so much about everywhere else. When I went to school in Nigeria, I learned so much about everywhere else but us. Think about that now. Remember when you went to school, how much we learned about the world, the British, the Europeans, the Americans. But we didn't learn a lot about ourselves. They didn't teach me about the Urobo man. I didn't learn about the Shekiri man and what he's doing. So those are things that we have to change. The pride about our land and our country and ourselves, our unique history, our diversity. All those things are what makes us special. And we need to tell that story to the world and embrace those things.
That's correct. That's fine. Okay, so I'm happy you love the Rebrand Nigeria campaign that is being powered by the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. Like we said, that project has different approaches to solving these global perceptions about Nigeria. And again, what we have internally, the disconnection between the people and the government, the loss of pride and even our national values, so these are the things that are fueling, the ugly narratives about us.
Mm.
Oh, so sorry for that break in transmission, and so sorry about that. So sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's technology that we live with.
So that's why we need this development in Nigeria. Okay, so sorry about that. Like I was talking about the Rebrand Nigeria campaign, it is something, a project that is so dear to us, especially my president, Ugwumba Uchenwosu. So it's something that we need to do to see how we can, save the faces of our people outside the shores of the land and here internally. It has also gotten to the extent that Nigerians are no longer interested in what the government is doing. Even when the government is struggling to change the system and to do better, they are disconnected. When we talked about the intervention programs of the government, over 80% of Nigerians are not aware, and that is why they are not going for these opportunities that are being made available, from the government. So the disconnection is so much, and is affecting a lot in the country. So that is why we are working, to see how we can communicate some of these people-oriented policies of the government, and then see how we can change the orientations of Nigerians within the country and those in diaspora, and then to see how we can let the foreigners begin to see the good about us, about our culture, about our people, the innovations that are coming out from Nigeria, and the problems that our people are helping to solve across the globe. So there's a full package of initiatives and strategies of changing the narratives about Nigeria. And we're still taking the comment from the people that are watching. Sumaya is here again. She said, Mr. Emil, I hope you watch my pitch video on my YouTube channel. What do you think? Oh, wonderful. I think you're going to pay consultation for him to do a review of yes. That's fine. Go ahead, sir.
I remember Sumaya's video. Good. I forgot the name of her company.
SK
Architects.
Instead by SK. Good.
Yes, I remember the company. Yes. I remember the home in the video, right? As she was doing the video, I remember looking at how nice the home was. But we can talk offline.
Very good, very good. Okay, Bilikisu is saying, okay, this is so true. Let's take care of the small issues first. Thank you so much. And the treasurer is here again. We can teach students the education of yesterday. This is so true. And here is Gracious Bayes. Yes, sir, we can build a future Nigeria based on the past ideas and model. We need to take advantage of the emerging models to build the future. Thank you. And Bilikisu said, I am literally laughing out loud, Mr. Emil. This is so heartwarming to hear. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show, the Ugwumba leadership show this afternoon, and our guest is no other than Emil Ekiyor, the man of the moment, the CEO of InnoPower in the USA, and the man behind the Ugwumba Startups Development Program that is going to bring into the country $250,000 US dollars human capital investment into the country, and that's for the benefit of Nigerian young people, entrepreneurs who are trying to solve the problems of the society using their initiatives. We want to encourage them with this project so that more entrepreneurs can, can rise, from Nigeria, so that we can tackle the problems of this country headlong by the grace of God. So we are already an hour, 7 minutes. Okay, good. We are already done, with this show, but we don't want to let him go because of a lot that he has to talk about. Okay, let me take you back to what we talked about last time. We talked about the government in terms of creating so what advice do you have to give to the government in terms of creating enabling environment for both local and foreign investments? I know you have said something like this, so just a wrap up on this before we continue.
I think our government has tremendous opportunity, right? Because we are from a land that is so very rich, right? There's so many products. Some products that I never even knew existed in Nigeria that I see today that the rest of the world wants, right? So as a government, we have to understand our true potential and our assets as a country, right? And I don't think we embrace that enough. Everybody knows we have oil, but we also know the oil will last forever, right? We have so many other opportunities to tap into those resources, but this is not the government's role. Human beings and private businesses, right? They employ the most people. They are more precise in how they do work, right? So for us as a country and for our government as a whole, is to understand our assets as a country, right? And understand us as a region, as a people. So our country is so diverse that it is hard for us to run everything from a central location. Each region, each ethnic group has to be empowered, right, to embrace the assets within their region, right? And figure out how do we develop leveraging our assets as a region, right? It can't come from the central mothership all the time. That's how you create pride amongst each region, amongst each ethnic group, because we accentuate the value of each ethnic group in our country and what they bring to the table to make the country whole. And that's what we are as a country. Every ethnic group, everybody in our country plays a role into making the entire country great. So we have to do a better job of doing that and painting that picture of showing the value of everybody, right? And when we do that, we'll continue to nurture what God has given us already. There are a lot of countries don't have anything close to what we have in Nigeria. And they are very successful. So I think for us, right, is understanding our true strengths. So back to our sports analogy. If I have a football team and we are very fast and athletic, I'm not going to play a slow down game. I'm going to play a fast attacking football kind of game, right? But I'm leveraging my assets and my strength. So when we look at our country, what are our assets? What are our strengths? Our strengths are our culture, our diversity, our land, right? Those are our strengths. And how do we embrace those strengths to bring out the best of all of us? I think those are the things that we have to focus on, but it's not rocket science. Look around the world now. When you go to China and you listen to the Chinese, we forget that 40 years ago, China was viewed as a third world country. They sent Chinese students all over the world to go study, but come back home and help develop their country. But the number one thing that they embraced is their culture. They'd never compromise their culture and who they are. So I say the same thing about us. Our culture is very powerful. Our diversity is very powerful. There's no other place like Nigeria. There's not a place in the world like Nigeria. And we have to understand that and embrace that. So I tend to focus more on us than focus on outsiders, right? If we focus on us and what makes us strong, what makes us powerful, what makes us unique, and build those things, right? And embrace them. Everything else and the way people will see us will change. But people also see that we don't embrace our culture. We don't embrace our diversity. People help create division amongst us. So there's so much infighting within Nigeria, right? And when you have that infighting, it's hard to go dominate other people. So as long as we keep those conflicts internally, as long as we let people come in and spark those conflicts, then it will be very hard for us to do anything externally.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We need to embrace our strengths, which are expressed in our culture and in our diversity. Then there's another thing you said. infighting within the country is not going to help us at all, especially for those that are calling for division. Is not going to help us. The bigger, the better. I think that's what you are saying there. There's no
Yes.
place in the world that is better than Nigeria. These are assuring words for the people listening to you this afternoon and those that will watch this video after now. These are wonderful comments that came out from the mouth of our brother in diaspora who left here while he was 15 years. And you can imagine a whole lot of experiences he has garnered over the years, schooling in America, working, playing football, and all of that. And these are the things that he has to say about Nigeria. I'm sure these are words, sincere advice coming from him this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show, the Leadership Show from Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. And we've been talking with no other than Emil Ekiyor, a CEO of InnoPower USA. I think there's somebody else on the comment list. Okay, John Melak Chukuma. He said, God bless you more, sir. God bless you more, sir. God bless you more, sir. Okay, I think we are very close to the end of the show. But before I let you go, sir, I wanted to talk about, like we said, Nigerians are struggling. They are doing a lot, but the environment is not helping matters. And that's why we still have rates of unemployment and poverty increasing on a daily basis. So I want you to let us hear what advice you have for Nigerian entrepreneurs living here who are struggling to survive. What advice do you have for them before I let you go?
Entrepreneurship is not easy, right? When you decide to be an entrepreneur, you have to also embrace failure, right? As part of the process, and also a learning process. So when you decide to go into business for yourself, the number one thing is, what product do I have, right? I received advice a long time ago that said, see a need and meet a need, right? So do people want my product? How do I know that people want my product? How much are people willing to pay for my product? Right? What have you done on your own to build your business? Right? All those things are part of the business. Is I have a business that meets the needs of people, and I understand what people are willing to pay for my product. Those are the two very most important things, right? And too many times I meet entrepreneurs that say things like this: I have this product. We have over 13 million people in Lagos. If I just get 1% of the 13 million people in Lagos to buy my product, I will make money. Well, those are a lot of assumptions. What I tell them is, okay, give me some facts. How many people have you talked to about your product? And what do they say about what they're willing to pay? Show me that fact. How much of your product have you sold already? Show me those numbers. So before you ask me to invest in you, show me what you've done on your own, right? And those are the things, and I say those things not trying to come across like I don't understand the pains on the ground in Nigeria. And a lot of those pains are no fault of the entrepreneur. It goes back to everything that we've talked about as far as the environment. You could have a very good idea. You could have a very good product. But if the environment is so bad, it makes it so tough for you to do business. And I think that's what happens. I give this example to people here in the US. The market woman in Lagos, Every morning, she comes to the market with fresh meats. By the end of the day, if she doesn't sell all those meats, she's not going to be able to have power to freeze the meats overnight so she could bring it to the market the next morning. So every day she starts from zero. Every day she starts from a fresh batch of meat. That is very tough. Her counterpart in America will go freeze the meat, package it, come back in the morning, take that meat out of the freezer, and sell whatever she has left over. So she's never starting from zero. So when you compare those two market women, you see how hard it is for the market woman in Nigeria compared to the market woman in America, who also has credit. So she's never paying cash. So those are tough environments to do business. And those are the environments that our people are trying to survive in. So I have empathy for the entrepreneur in Nigeria about the tough environment that he's working under. Right? So I tried to come across understanding the situation on the ground, but I also see the perseverance in the Nigerian entrepreneur to overcome all of those challenges, stay positive, have energy, still pursue their dream. That's tough as well. So I say that to the struggling entrepreneur to survive, you have to keep pushing on. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is to quit and stop. And then what? The alternative is to quit and stop. And then what?
Okay, thank you. The alternative is to quit. Then what? If you quit, what next? If you quit, what next? So that is why you should remain resilient and stay positive. That is what you need to do as an entrepreneur struggling in Nigeria. Stay positive, remain focused, and look for develop yourself and then acquire new skills and go for more opportunities like we are offering at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa in partnership with InnoPower in the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to call it a day today. It's been so wonderful interacting with the man of the moment, Emil Ekiyor, the CEO of InnoPower in the USA. For more information about InnoPower, you can visit www.innopower.com. If you want to know more about what Emil and his team are doing at InnoPower USA, that is where you can see that. Then if you want to know more about Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, you quickly go to www.ugwumba, that's UGWUMBA leaders.org. If you want to go to our Facebook page, you can go to facebook.com/Ugwumba leaders, the same at twitter.com/Ugwumba leaders. For LinkedIn, it is linkedin.com/company/Ugwumba leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you for being part of this show since we started. I think someone again is here, Nwakuba Ezine. She's saying, God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir, Emil, for what you do for Africa, for Nigeria. And ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my boss, Ugwumba Uche, the president of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, I want to say thank you so much for being part of the show this afternoon. And then to our guest and our boss in America, he's one of us. He's a member of the advisory board of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. Emil Ekiyor, want to appreciate you for doing justice to this team, harnessing global opportunities for development in Nigeria. We've been able to look at or x-ray the challenges that we have in the system and the ways forward out of it, especially the advice you gave to the government of Nigeria on how to create enabling environment for businesses to grow in Nigeria. It's not just about releasing money. The basic necessities, the infrastructure, are the things that need to be put in place for these monies that they are releasing to work for the entrepreneurs that are getting them. We thank you so much, sir, and we appreciate you, and know that the $250,000 investment program, a lot of people are jostling for it. As I speak with you, we've got mails numbering hundreds already, even when we have not officially unveiled it. People are calling to know how they can be part of it. But unfortunately, it's only for those Ugwumba fellows who have been part of the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge since inception in 2018. This is the next level for them, so we are not open to other people who have not been part of the process. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Emil Ekiyor, we appreciate you. I don't know if you have anything else to say before we close the curtain. Do you have anything to say, sir?
I just want to
do you have anything to say?
Yes, I just want to give you a shout out, Remy, for all your hard work.
Do you have any other thing? Okay.
Yes, I just want to give you a shout out, Remy.
Good.
For all your hard work. There's no doubt that you enjoy what you're doing, and it is your calling. You enjoy what you're doing. And thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we want to call it a day, and I'm sure that it's been highly rewarding and interesting. And I know that when we call you again, especially when we want to discuss the agenda 2023, the Nigerian we want, you will join us, you know, and set up the pace and the agenda for the incoming leaders of this country in 2023. Thank you, Mr. Emil.